Once we arrived in Maui, we went to the Masubi Truck and tried the musubi, which were really good but definitely really big. Then we drove to our Airbnb in Princeville and we only had time to visit this beach called Anini Beach. Dinner was at Kilauea fish market where we tried the ahi stick and just some poke as well. The next morning we went to Foodland and tried the poke and some of the pastries. I believe we got the spicy ahi, the taco, salmon, and I don't know what the last one is. I also went to Hanalei Bread Company for breakfast and tried the breakfast burrito. Then we pretty much spent the whole day at Hanalei State Park where we did the Nepali coastal hike and we visited Keoki Beach. As you can see, the hike gives you an amazing view of the ocean, the sky, and just the landscape. But the hike itself was very slippery and muddy, and it was very rocky at the start as well. So unless you're an experienced hiker, I would definitely recommend using a hiking stick of some sort.
Look at this. So this is the Nepali coastal hike. And look! The Nepali. So we are almost 2 miles in. We finally made it to this view.
Then we had dinner at Alma restaurant. The following day we had breakfast at Country Kitchen. Their local mocha was definitely the best we've had this entire Hawaii trip. Their pancakes were really fluffy as well, but definitely go for the half size because their portions are massive. Then we visited Kapa'a Beach, which was right opposite Country Kitchen. But just beware, there's no lifeguard and it's quite a small beach. It also features this really nice pathway where we saw a lot of people biking and just walking along for the view. Next we did the Maha'ulepu Heritage Trail. It starts from Shipwreck Beach, but there's not a lot of signs, so unfortunately we got lost and couldn't finish the whole thing. After the walk, we headed to my favorite beach in Maui, Poipu Beach. But before that, we headed to Puka Dock, which is directly opposite the beach, and tried their famous hot dogs for lunch. Poipu Beach is perfect for snorkeling, but beware it's a bit rocky, so wear some water shoes or fins when you go snorkeling, and it's really good spot to see wild animals. As you can see, there's a sea turtle here, and we went back another day and we saw seals as well. We had dinner at Keoki's Paradise, which was located in a shopping mall nearby the beach. Definitely recommend a booking. The walking wait is about an hour. The atmosphere is really nice and there's live music. We tried the pina colada, which was served inside a pineapple, which was cool. We had the mahi and some lobster for dinner. We went to Aloha Sweet Delights for breakfast. Definitely really enjoyed the donuts. The malasadas served cold, so that was a bit disappointing. We also tried Aaron's Kitchen. My fellow friend said it's really authentic. We also visited the Hanapepe swinging bridge on our way to Waimea Canyon State Park. Unfortunately, it was a rainy day when we got to Waimea Canyon State Park, so we only did the short 45 minutes hike instead of the longer one, And when we got to the lookout, there was no view. It was very muddy. Would definitely recommend a hiking stick of some sort, and definitely wear proper shoes. Hiking boots is the best. Although we didn't get any views up at the lookout, it was sort of just cloudy and not rainy at the bottom, so we were able to make a few stops on the way there and back, and we still sort of got the view of the Canyon State Park. Advice is, wherever you see their car parked on the side, just follow them and you'll probably get a good view. This is the Salt Pond Beach. It has really calm waves and very smooth sand. Lastly, this is my favorite restaurant in Maui. It's called Smiley's Grind. We had breakfast at Pono's Market, tried their pork lau, their poke, and then we also had their chicken long rice, which is the best thing we've found in Maui. Definitely recommend it. I don't know what's in it, but it's so delicious. Then we went kayaking to the secret falls in Maui. There is a hike involved and the rope broke. So instead of a rope crossing, we had to do this little river crossing, which I definitely recommend having a stick. The current isn't strong, but just having the stick really helps get you across. And it's a bit muddy as well of a hike. But it's definitely worth it. And it's not a long hike. I think it was only around 45 minutes or so. And it's mostly flat surface, except for the muddy part. Then we had dinner at Bubba's Burger. You have to try the onion rings here. As mentioned before, we went back to Poipu's beach, and here we saw two wild seals just sunbathing on the beach. They put up safety barricades around them to prevent anyone from disturbing them. It was really, really cool to see just wild seals, and we also witnessed them just going back into the ocean after sunset. And this was the gorgeous sunset, probably the best this entire trip we saw at Poipu's beach. Highly recommend lime flavored shaved ice. And this was the last meal we had in Maui, just some local moco at the airport.